And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Crawfordsville High School and Crawfordsville Athenian football for Week 8 of the regular season, as your Athenians will host the Tri-West Bruins. Josh Dillon alongside my partner, Scott Smith. And Scott, last week, Tri-West escaped, and that's the best way to put it.
Right.
They escaped North Montgomery with a 16-12 victory. They were trailing in that game 12-3 at halftime, and they just came back, and from what I've heard about Tri-West is it's a team that starts off slow, so Crawfordsville may have an opportunity tonight to get some points on the board early and be able to establish their offense if the patterns continue the way they have so far.
Right, you're exactly right, Josh. I mean, Crawfordsville also has a bad habit of starting off slow. So,
that's true.
You know, we might have two teams here start off slow, but the problem is most of the time against the Athenians, the opposing team has not started slow. So this could be a little bit of a different game. As you mentioned, Tri-West survived North Montgomery last week. I think they had to score late to actually end up pulling that out. The Athenians ended the game rather well. I mean, they played pretty well in the fourth quarter, so hopefully they can carry some of that momentum into tonight. Tonight was senior night. 18 seniors, almost all of them start and play, so they'll definitely be motivated to get a home win here in front of the home crowd.
Crawfordsville last week lost to Lebanon 40-13. Cale McCarty 7 of 11 for 107 yards and 2 passing touchdowns, both of those coming late in the game. One to Anthony Gonzalez, and then, of course, on the hook and ladder play, Andrew Martin comes away with the touchdown, but not with the reception because Gonzalez was the one who caught the ball. So kind of a weird situation in terms of trying to keep the stats for it, but you were right on top of it, and, of course, give the assist to Mr. Jeff Nelson on that one, too, for letting us know. And for the Athenians on defense tonight, they're going to have to contend with a very tough sophomore quarterback in Kai Ross last week, 10 of 14, 171 yards and a touchdown. And then Sam Bolton, senior running back, 17 attempts, 60 yards and a touchdown for that. So a balanced offense from Tri-West. And I don't know about you, Scott, but one of the things I am most excited for tonight is the fact that I can read numbers.
That's true. Lebanon came in here last week, and wow, what the gold numbers on the white uniforms. And I'm telling you what, as you mentioned, I've never tried to read numbers more. I mean, that was so hard to try to pick up a number.
Somebody's got the ball. I don't know who.
Yeah, we're sitting at the 50-yard line, and there were times that the announcers didn't even announce it because they couldn't tell. So, but hey, you know what? Good night, great night for football. Started off as a rainy day. If you don't live in town, started off as a rainy day right until about 1 or 2 o'clock. It was only in the mid-60s when it was done raining. And I'm telling you what, after the rain moved out, the sun came out, and boom, it's about 83, 84 right now, and a little bit of warm night compared to a couple weeks ago when it was nice and cool, about mid-60s here. So,
welcome to the Midwest.
Exactly. So, hopefully, the teams are here at the mid-stripe. Let's see. Looks like Tri-West has won the toss, would be my guess, and I bet they deferred to the slope. Crawfordsville won the toss,
and they will receive.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, I like the option of receiving here to get the ball first. As we've mentioned, both teams have a habit of starting off slowly, so 12 minutes on the clock as we get prepared here for the action to begin, and a lot of stuff going on this weekend in the area. The Southmont girls soccer team will be playing tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the sectional championship after knocking off Greencastle in an upset last night, 6-3. Yeah. I was at that game. That was fantastic.
Right, that was impressive.
And then the Crawfordsville boys will be playing at 7 p.m. in the sectional championship at Lebanon, and that will be against Frankfurt. So that'll be a lot of fun things going on in the area. And then, of course, the cross-country teams will be in action on Saturday as well, with Crawfordsville is at, I believe...
Crawfordsville's at South Putnam.
South Putnam, and then I think it's North and Fountain Central are at...
Are they at Benton Central?
Benton Central,
okay.
Yeah. They split them all up and threw my schedule into absolute chaos.
Yeah, because Crawfordsville, Benton Central, and Southmont and North used to all go to Benton Central, and then this year, for some reason, they moved it. So, looks like...
Just realignment. So, the kicker for Tri-West is Jake Myers ready to kick it away, but it is not him today. It's Blake Newton. So, I am corrected with Cale McCarty and Anthony Gonzalez back to return, standing at their own 10-yard line. So, on the approach, right foot into the ball, and we are underway on senior night. Kick goes towards McCarty. He takes it to 15, running to his left, gets to the 30, fights to the 35, and falls forward. Looks like maybe he was stood up just a little bit short. And Crawfordsville will start off 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
One of the Crawfordsville kids went flying through the line there, but I thought it was McCarty, but it was actually Jacob Weimer. So good field position, good starting field position for the Athenians. So we'll see what they can do here.
So here comes Caleb McCarty back behind center as the starting quarterback for Crawfordsville.
And he has Jacob Weimer behind him rather than Stephen Latre.
Interesting to see here out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, and he will throw. Pass is complete, caught by Latre. And nowhere to go. Loss of yardage on the play.
He's going to lose 4 yards.
So a negative 4-yard pass play to start. Will bring up 2nd down and 14 from the 30.
Andrew Martin was out there trying to pick up a block for the train. Just couldn't pick it up, and man, Tri-West did a nice job of reading that, just playing good fundamental football and stopping that play right dead in its tracks.
Latre again split out wide to the right with Andrew Martin in the slot and Anthony Gonzalez by himself to the left of the quarterback McCarty. Out of the shotgun, takes the snap and hands it off to Weimer. Flag flies on the far side of the field, so we'll see what the call is, and Weimer goes nowhere.
He's going to lose 2 yards on the play. Let's see what the call is here. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Athenians. It's going to be declined, so be my guess.
We'll see. A false start usually blows the play dead, though, so some type of procedure.
Yep. Decline.
That's always kind of weird, because if it was a false start, then Crawfordsville should have the down still, so it would have blown the play dead.
Right, exactly.
So who knows what it was. Something went wrong. Maybe I didn't see any shifting going on, so it must have been an illegal formation. That's my guess.
Maybe. Well, I tell you what, that's negative 6 yards on 1st and 2nd down. So,
athletic director Bryce Barton behind me said, "You can't decline a false start."
Right, that's what I thought too.
In any case,
it's an illegal shift, as you said.
3rd and 16. So McCarty back to pass, rolling out to his right, being pressured, throws, and too far for Latre, and that'll bring up 4th down. Crawfordsville will probably bring out the punting unit, and Jesse Horton, who had a big day last week in terms of kicking the ball away, had a couple really nice punts.
Yep. So, Athenian offense goes 3 and out on its first possession. So, Jesse Horton punting for the Athenians.
Yep. Braden Van Slyke, the man returning it for the Bruins. Kick is up and away. It bounces and in.
It's going to pick it up at the 35.
Flag flies.
Block. Yep.
So all of this is superfluous at this point. So.
Right, exactly. Good block, good tackle there by Weimer.
Yep. It's a good play, but it should come back, and Tri-West should have the ball about 1st and 10 from their own 31.
See if it's a hold or legal block in the back. Block in the back against Tri-West.
So all that return comes back, and Crawfordsville's first drive is a 3 and out. And we should see sophomore quarterback Kai Ross.
Should be a 10-yard penalty here.
Although actually they have Luke Robertson listed as a junior on the two deep here. And he looks like the man out there starting it off. So I don't know what happened with last week to where I saw the stats for Ross. It could be a misprint. It could have been that he got hurt.
Right.
You never know.
Exactly. So Tri-West take over their own 30-yard line.
So here's Robertson out of the shotgun. Everybody's spread out for the Bruins. 1st and 10 from their own 30. And they'll take the snap and hand it off. Running is Bryce Hendershot to his right. And then good play by the defensive line for Crawfordsville, stopping him for a gain of only 2.
Bryce Hendershot is a name that a lot of Crawfordsville people know. His brother Peyton played for 3 years here at Tri-West, and he plays for IU now as a receiver. And the younger Hendershot is only a sophomore.
So here's Robertson out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. 2nd and 8 from the 32. Fakes the give and throws to his right to the lone man. Pass is caught beyond the 1st down, and a good tackle made there by Anthony Gonzalez. And the completion goes to Aaron Milborn for a 9-yard gain. set up 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. We have our first down of the day. Robertson, 6'2", 165 pounds, the junior quarterback out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. He'll take the give again, throws, and the pass is caught, upended at midfield.
Good tackle by Anthony Gonzalez.
Braden Van Slyke on the catch, gain of 8 yards on the play.
Good tackle there by Gonzo. Keep that from being another first down for the Bruins.
They bring up 2nd and 2 from midfield. Coming up on 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter here.
Just a nice RPO there, a nice little repass option.
We'll see what Robertson wants to do here. This time he will give it up the middle. That's Hendershot. Fights for the first down, and he'll get it. Gain of about 4 on the play will set the Bruins up in Crawfordsville territory with 1st and 10.
Gave a gain of 5, 1st and 10 at the Athenian 45.
And we mentioned Tri-West, a very balanced offensive attack. They like to run it and throw it.
They do.
2 receivers to each side for Robertson. Out of the shotgun.
Going to hand it back to Hendershot.
May as well. And Hendershot fights forward, gains another 5 yards or so. Pretty much, I think as long as you keep gaining that type of yardage, you're going to keep running the ball on first down.
Yep. It's his 3rd carry for 11 yards. Tri-West moving the ball pretty easily here to start with. So
under 8 left to play in the first quarter.
Back to
Henderson,
pass.
back to throw, fires, and it's low and a catch made.
Caught. Nice
Cody
catch.
Siester.
Yep.
I read it as Siester, and other radio guy said Seister. So we're going to go with him because he covers them more often than we do. So
so that's what we're going to go with. Cody Seister with the catch. Yep. Gain of about 5. That'll make it 3rd and 1 from the 40-yard line.
3rd and the longest one.
Yep, from the
36-ish. 2 receivers to the right for Robertson. He'll hand it off. Hendershot.
Yep,
falls
Hendershot
forward.
Another first down.
It's about a 5-yard gain.
Yep, gain of 5.
We'll bring up another first down. 3rd one of the drive for the Bruins.
It's one thing the Athenian defense hasn't been able to do, Josh, and that's get off the field on 3rd down. And they struggled with that last week against the Tigers, too, so against Lebanon. Here's the
shot again, and the
good
defensive line.
By the line. Exactly.
Defensive line there to make the stop, and one of the initial hitters on the play is John Chavez. The nose tackle able to get in there and stop that for a 1-yard gain. And that's what you want to see if you're on defense. For Crawfordsville, now 2nd and long. Well, the Bruins have been able to move the ball through the air pretty easily with the arm of Robertson. 2 receivers to the left side. Aaron Milborn, the man split out wide. He'll throw it back right.
Latrey was close to grabbing that, to knocking that down.
But the pass able to get away. And that was Seister again, picks up another first down. That was a big gainer.
Yep, down to the Athenians 17. That's a 14-yard gain for Seister.
And into the red zone go the Bruins. Crawfordsville has made some nice plays in the red zone, including an end zone interception a couple of weeks ago. Robertson hands it off. Hendershot fighting forward and gains about 3 or 4 again.
Yep.
Bring up about 2nd and 7.
You're right, Josh. You spoke before the game. I mean, just very balanced offense for the Bruins, and they've proven that here. I mean, just run and pass. Just nice job of mixing it up and keeping the Athenians on their heels a little bit.
Robertson back to throw, fires to the end zone, wide open, and
nice
the catch is made. Braden Van Slyke, snags it out of the air, goes up like a basketball player on a rebound, and scores a 14-yard touchdown.
On that drive, Luke Robertson was 5 for 5 for 51 yards. So just very, very efficient in that drive for Robertson.
Blake Newton on for the extra point. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and count it. 7-0 your score, 5:17 remaining here in the first quarter, and Tri-West has broken it open with a 14-yard touchdown pass from Luke Robertson to Braden Van Slyke. And that's just a well-run route and a little bit of space and a very nice catch from a 6'1", 180-pound tight end.
Yeah, I mean, he had to go up, Josh, and kind of turn around and catch the ball behind him, and just did a nice job of catching it, seeing it all the way through the play, and taking it in for the score. So, nice crossing route by him too. I mean, he started on the right side of the field, just kind of ran a little post pattern, and wide open in the back of the end zone. Robertson did a nice job of finding him and give Tri-West a quick 7-0 lead. North Montgomery leads Frankfort 8-0 early, and Lebanon leads Southmont 7-0.
That's going to be an interesting game to see how that one goes.
Lebanon
Southmont.
Yeah.
Lebanon Southmont's going to be interesting because Lebanon needs the win to set up a potential Sagamore title game at home against Western Boone. High end-over-end kick goes to McCarty, taken at the 20. And Cale McCarty brought down at the 25-yard line, and that's where Crawfordsville will start their next drive from their own 25. Grant Hogan on the stop for Tri-West. The Athenians lined up Stephen Latre as a receiver. So we'll see if Latre's back in the backfield. Long huddle here as the play clock almost down to 10 before the Athenians break it. McCarty will have to hurry when they get up to the line. 5 seconds on the play clock.
They may have to force a timeout here.
Motion for Latre, and
the center didn't stop the ball.
We got a flag flies, and it'll be false start. So that'll make it 1st and 15 from the Crawfordsville 20.
Boy. You thought they were going to delay a game and then they get a false start penalty. So not the way you want to start the drive.
No.
Not at all.
There are worse ways to start a drive, though.
That's true. Then there's pick six.
Yeah. But McCarty out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Weimer in the backfield, and flags fly everywhere. Fakes the handoff to Latre, and McCarty keeps it running to his left and is met by a host of Bruins for a loss on the play, and Crawfordsville moving toward their own end zone. They'll need to switch something up.
Illegal shift against the Athenians.
I think if you're Tri-West, you accept it.
No, they declined it. Yeah, you declined that. So that'll be was that McCarty?
Yeah, McCarty kept it.
So that'll be a loss of, 4-yard loss of 4 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 19.
That's why I think
18-yard line.
That's why I'm surprised Tri-West didn't accept it with the way their defense is playing.
Right.
You give Crawfordsville another down to potentially move backwards, and now we got a timeout on the field.
Yeah. Crawfordsville has run 4 plays for -6 yards here, so got to get something positive going here. You shot yourself in the foot a little bit with the false start penalty to start. Now and then, 4-yard loss. So now you're looking at 2nd and 19 to get a first down here. So
it's gonna be tough for sure.
Oh no! Western Boone leads Danville 7-0 with 7:43 to go in the first.
Wow.
So everybody I talk to thinks that's going to be Western Boone's toughest game so far. So we'll see.
Should be. Danville got off to a slow start this season, but they have looked significantly better.
Yes, they have.
As the season's moved on. So here's McCarty out of the shotgun. He'll motion Latreille into the backfield. And now an option play for McCarty, and he couldn't get going anywhere as big hit in the backfield. Keegan Frecker.
So that's going to be a loss of another 3 yards. Bring up 3rd and about 22 for the Athenians. Ball at the 15-yard line for Crawfordsville. So Crawfordsville with negative 9 yards of total offense here in their first 2 drives. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is not a good start offensively for sure. As
no. I think they motioned Latreille, and I think they were going to try to pitch it to him, and that's going to be a delay game. Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout there to at least keep it to where your punter's not standing in his end zone.
Right, exactly.
That'll make it 3rd and 27.
Yep, so 3rd and 27 for the Athenians from their own 10-yard line. What? You got a play to draw up here, Josh?
I believe they call it all streaks?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I called it in Madden anyway.
So here's McCarty back to pass, rolling out to his right. He's going to throw deep, looking for Gonzalez, and the pass is caught to 40, across midfield, to the 40, to the 30. There is nothing in front of him except for blue end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Gonzalez.
Well, that's the play you called, Josh. All streaks, good call. Gonzalez, McCarty rolls to his right, finds a streaking Gonzalez. Anthony does a nice job of hauling that ball in, keeping his feet in bounds, and outracing the defender. 90-yard touchdown pass for Crawfordsville. By far their longest scoring drive of the season.
So now on for the extra point is Anthony Cook, ready to hopefully tie up the ball game. 4:02 left on the clock. McCarty the holder. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up high. End over end and through. Oh, that'll wake you up.
Exactly. Wow. This one he said, what do you have drawn up for 3rd and 27?
Gotta go deep.
Gotta go deep.
Gotta love it. I love it. And we have a tie ball game as Crawfordsville. If my mind serves correctly, I believe that it is the first quarter points of the season.
I think so. So that was a 4-play, 73-yard drive for the Athenians.
Wait, is that a 73-yard drive but a 90-yard touchdown pass?
90-yard touchdown pass. Yep.
So Anthony Gonzalez comes away with a 90-yard score, and as Crawfordsville will kick it away left to right on your screen. Tri-West with the long, methodical drive to score their touchdown.
Right,
and Crawfordsville,
exactly.
Their touchdown is their first down. We had to wait until the fourth quarter to get our first down last time.
That's true. That's a good point.
So we are happy to get it here. So Cook tees it up at his own 40.
Yes.
And back to return is Braden Van Slyke, the man who caught the touchdown earlier. Pair of up man in front of him, Skylar Marlowe and Bryce Hendershot. So here's Cook. He'll be playing tomorrow at the soccer sectional, and right foot into the ball, high end over end, and into the end zone. What a Cook.
Good kick.
What a kick by Cook, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 after the touchback.
Yeah, I mean, and Anthony plays defense for the Athenians, so but nice kick by him.
Hey, defenders for soccer have to have a lot of power to clear that ball away.
That's true.
So second drive for Tri-West. First time out, got a 14-yard touchdown pass to Braden Van Slyke, and we'll see what the Bruins want to do here as quarterback Luke Robertson breaks the huddle.
North Montgomery leads Frankfort 20-0 in the first quarter.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Crawfordsville will see Frankfort next week.
Yep. All three county schools have senior night tonight. So that's Bryce Hendershot on the 5-yard gain again. Yep, 5
about 5. Yep. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Weebo leads Danville 14-0.
14-0 over Danville. That also sounds about right.
Yep.
Western Boone is that's a tough team.
They are, I'm telling you.
Here's Robertson out of the shotgun. Takes the snap and they'll just give it to Hendershot. Big hole up the middle and brought down. Good tackle by Peyton Suter.
Yep, exactly.
Ball gets across the 45 to the 46. So a gain of 21 on the play for Hendershot, but that would have been that would have been 75 if Suter hadn't stepped up.
Exactly. If Suter hadn't dove at his foot and got him, he was well on his way.
That's a 16-yard run.
Yeah, Robertson's just doing a nice job of the RPOs back there, the run-pass options, and making some pretty good decisions so far. 2
receivers to the left for him here for Tri-West, and they'll hand it to Hendershot again. This time,
ball's on the ground.
Yep, ball is loose.
I think it's
See, no signal yet. They're saying to stop the clock. That usually means
2nd down.
Yep,
2nd down.
Yeah. Hendershot able to get it back. Stephen Latre is like, but I had the ball.
But I had the ball. What are you talking about? Come on.
That's a 7-yard gain. We'll bring up about 2nd and 3.
How many times this year, Josh, have we talked about the Athenians just can't get the big turnover? I mean, ball bouncing on the field. They had 2 guys around it. Just couldn't come up with the play. Couldn't come up with the football. Looks like we're bringing everybody here.
Henderson fakes the handoff. The only problem was that the back was to the other side of him, so it didn't fool anybody.
Yep. He's going to lose a yard.
That's at least 1, maybe 2 yards lost on the sack, and you can't fool anybody on the handoff if you try to hand it to the invisible man.
No. Bring up a 3rd and 4 for Tri-West.
With that being a pass play, that's a sack for Crawfordsville.
It's a 2-yard loss for Robertson. Bring up 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 from the Tri-West 46-yard line.
Crawfordsville defense has to find a way to get a stop here and get off the field.
We'll see what Henderson has dialed up. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap. No fake this time. Throws. Pass is dropped. That's Van Slyke on the drop. At midfield, would have been able to turn and run for the 1st down easily if he would have held on to that one. And Tri-West brings out the punting unit.
That is the first incomplete pass for Robertson. And that was just, you're right, Josh, that was just simply a drop. I mean, he right in his hands, and
so Jake Myers is the punter. I inaccurately said he was the kicker earlier, but Michael Hanover and Kagan Fields, I believe, back to return the punt, and that one is way out of bounds. They were employing the old Devin Hester strategy, is just kick it as far out of bounds as we can and make sure they never touch it.
Yep.
I don't blame them because I don't want the ball in the hand of Kagan Fields either because he is quick.
Yep.
So Crawfordsville will take over 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
So big defensive stop there by the Athenian defense. See if the offense can turn that into points here.
Well, the offense should be flying pretty high right now with a minute 46 left. They got a 90-yard touchdown pass last time out from McCarty to Gonzalez. Gonzalez is the man lined up to the near side of your screen to the right of McCarty. And
oh, boy.
Everybody jumped, so who moved first?
They're calling encroachment.
I remember we said the false start was one of the worst ways you can start a drive?
Yeah.
Encroachment's one of the best.
Exactly. So give the Athenians 1st and 5 at the 38.
And I think if you're Coach Gerald in Crawfordsville right now on 1st and 5, you get a free 5 yards. I think this is a good time to take a shot. Of course, you're not going to find me saying many times not to. So
no, exactly.
I'm probably not the expert to go to on that one because
I don't believe in long methodical drives. I want to score quick.
Well, we'll see what McCarty wants to do here, and with Andrew Martin in motion, he'll take the handoff.
Yeah.
Run up the middle, 2 yards maybe. 2 yards maybe on the run.
So first positive yards on the ground for the Athenians tonight. Give McCarty a gain of 1. Bring up second and about 4 from the 39. Nice read option there by McCarty, because if he hands that ball off to Martin's probably going to get tackled for a 2 or 3 yard loss. Tri-West did a nice job of just keeping their containment on the outside. So
Martin will be in the slot on this play with Gonzalez split out wide to the right. Nobody on the left side of the formation except for Weimer, who's serving as a blocker. McCarty back to throw. Now doesn't like what he sees, so he'll scramble and try to gain as much back as he can.
Yep.
And it'll be a loss of about 2.
So to bring up a 3rd and about 8 for Crawfordsville.
Well, it was 3rd and significantly longer when the Athenians tried to dial up the deep pass play, and we'll see what they want to do here on 3rd and 8 with time winding down. Got about 22 seconds difference between the game clock and the play clock. Play clock down to 8. Here's McCarty out of the shotgun for Crawfordsville. 3rd down and 8. He'll roll out to his right. This looks eerily similar, but this time around, Cale will shot put it towards Gonzalez, and diving to...
I'm going to say he dropped it.
Attempt to make the catch was Anthony Gonzalez, but that will not count. Incomplete pass. That'll bring up 4th down, and Crawfordsville will likely have to kick it away.
Nice job by Cale to keep that play going. You know, he just couldn't get it over the outstretched arms of the defender far enough to allow Anthony to make that catch.
He did look like a shot put.
He did.
he looked like a track thrower on that one. That was an awkward looking throw, to say the least. But it didn't get intercepted, so that's even better.
Right. Gives Jesse Horton a chance to punt it.
End over end kick toward Van Slyke. He'll take it at his 31. Across the 35 and breaks a tackle across midfield. Gets to the 40 and knocked out of bounds.
There's a flag down here right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a strange place for a flag this late.
Right.
And that's the end of the first quarter. So we'll get our penalty call and the teams will switch sides. With the game still tied 7-all. We'll see what
he's going over to talk to Tri-West. So I'm assuming the penalty is on Crawfordsville.
Might be a late hit, perhaps?
I don't know. Let's see. False start.
Illegal procedure.
Against the Athenians. Penalties declined. So
that's an interesting call, because sometimes you want to take those and force the re-kick. But that was a long enough return that I think that's probably the right
exactly.
call.
Yep.
So recapping the first quarter, Tri-West got their score on a methodical drive and a 15-yard throw from Luke Robertson to Braden Van Slyke. Crawfordsville committed a false start.
Right.
Then committed a delay of game. And then rushed for negative yards on 2 consecutive plays.
Right.
And then threw a 90-yard touchdown pass.
Exactly.
So
4 plays, 73-yard drive, but you got a 90-yard touchdown pass.
So definitely different ways to get your scoring on the board, but either way, it's touchdown and it's effective. So I think you can probably give Tri-West credit for being a little more effective in terms of of drawing it up and executing it.
Right. Yeah, the Athenians in that half had really just had two catches, 2 passes. They were 2 for 4 for 86 yards, and they had 5 carries, and only one of those carries was one positive yard. So
the Crawfordsville defensive line is they were lining up as if they were still on the same side of the field.
Right, exactly.
Everybody, we got to go over here.
Got to go down.
Got to go this way. We're at this one, not that one. We're at this 39-yard line, not the other 39-yard line.
So Tri-West will take over 1st and 10 at the Athenian 34, thanks to a nice return by Braden Van Slyke.
He is, for being a tight end, having a tight end as your punt returner is very dangerous.
Yeah, 35-yard return really for Van Slyke. So.
He moves pretty quick.
He does.
He moves more like a Jimmy Graham than a Rob Gronkowski. So here's Robertson out of the shotgun to start the second quarter. Receivers to each side, and he'll hand it off. This time it is
number 1.
Yeah, that is
Garrett Cora.
Garrett Cora. I was reading it backwards. Let's say Cora Garrett, but the sophomore gains about 2 yards on the run as Hendershot gets a little bit of a breather. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 32.
If you're Tri-West here, Josh, you're in 4-down territory, I'm assuming. I mean,
oh, definitely.
You know.
Robertson back to throw.
Boy,
steps up. Yep. Throws deep to the end zone, and it is caught.
Hendershot wide open.
Touchdown.
Yep.
Hendershot gets the touchdown. Andrew Martin on the coverage went up to try to knock it down. That's a 32-yard pass completion for a touchdown from Robertson to Hendershot.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not in 4-down territory if you put it in the end zone.
Exactly, and you know, Tri-West just said, you know what, we're going to show you that we can put it in. That we don't need to be methodical to march it down the field and score a touchdown. We're just going to put it up in the air, and we're going to get one here. A two-play drive set up by that great punt return by Braden Van Slyke, and that kick is up and perfect right down the middle.
That's Newton on the extra point, so makes it 14-7 with 11:22 remaining, and Crawfordsville will have the ball in just a few moments for their next offensive drive, trailing 14-7.
That drive lasted all of 38 seconds. 32 yards. Hendershot from Robertson. That's his second touchdown pass. Give them the 6th first down for the Bruins.
And give Tri-West credit for the amount of time that they gave their quarterback to step up and comfortably launch that ball into the end zone.
Right.
That was...
that you're right.
Looked like the New England Patriots for a little while there. Which, if you got a chance to check out the Indianapolis-New England game, I am so sorry. I saw one highlight from it in which Brady could have done his taxes under the old tax code in the amount of time that he had to scan the field before throwing his touchdown to Josh Gordon.
Exactly.
But that is a luxury that only New England has. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Wow.
21-0 Western Boone over Danville so far. So Tri-West ready to kick it away as Newton on the approach and boots it deep toward, I believe that is Anthony Gonzalez, running to his left, trying to fight to the 20. High steps a little bit and fights forward, lowers his shoulder, and barrels his way across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, and that's where Crawfordsville will start off 1st and 10 on this offensive drive.
North Montgomery leads Danville 20-0 at halftime. Lebanon leads Southmont 7-6 for the scores around the conference.
So 1st and 10 from the Crawfordsville 27. Two backs in the backfield with McCarty, and looks like he was able to get Tri-West to jump again. This time looks like P.K. Perry, the guilty party on the encroachment penalty.
Yep. Nice job by McCarty. That's 2 encroachment penalties to start 2 drives in a row. Now, granted, they did nothing but go backwards on the last one. Let's hope we can get some positive yards here. And I tell you what, if we could get another touchdown here, that would be huge. Looks like
2 receivers to the far side for McCarty.
McCarty has Latre and Jesse Horton in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Latre. Latre is not going to go down easy.
Ooh, that was dangerous with the way he went down in terms of where the ball was, but he's able to hold on to it. Gain of about 3 yards on the play for Latre. And if I am not mistaken, that is the first carry of the night.
That is Latre's first carry, you're right.
Which is a little strange on senior night that...
It was almost like they were trying to get him the ball in open space, and maybe that's why they had him out lying down as a wide out.
Across.
Right, exactly. They're trying to get him the ball a little bit in some space, and I think that's why we saw that.
2nd down and 1 from the 36.
Here's the handoff back to Latre.
There we go. That's what Stephen Latre loves to do, is fight his way through a hole, picks up a first down and more.
That's the Athenians' first rushing touchdown of the night. Good run by Latre. Nice hard run. Good move.
13?
Good blocking by the Athenian line. Exactly.
About 13 yards on the play for Latre, and takes it to the 49-yard line. That Fountain Central North Vermilion game that's one I'm keeping an eye on for sure. It's possibly the setup for the Wabash River Conference, and Fountain Central leading 21-14 in that one. 1st and 10, a little shovel to Latre, and using some patient running, and that play was from the 44-yard line, gain of about 6 to midfield. So that made it a 7-yard run for Latre on the last one. This one's 5.
Oh, that was only 7 last time?
Yeah.
All right. So good run.
My depth perception is not working for me.
Okay. I just believed you. I was like, hey, Josh knows what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking about. That's your first mistake.
So we're just going to go with it.
That's your first mistake.
Well,
knows what I'm talking about.
I tell you what, after five rushes for negative 12 yards, Latre has 3 carries for 17. So big difference with Latre back there.
McCarty will hand it to Latre again, running to his right, stumbles and falls down immediately for a loss of...
Almost looks like he slipped and fell. Loss of about 3 on the play.
Turf Monster got him. That'll bring up about 3rd and 8.
Yep. So he had some 27-0 Weibo.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
You know what? I had people at work telling me Danville's going to give him a game at the end of 27-0. Wow.
Well, that's a game, I suppose.
Danville is
game
the best.
Of how many points are the Stars going to score?
Western Boone's the best football team I've seen yet.
So here's McCarty running to his left, fighting forward across midfield, and taken out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Tri-West. That'll be a 4-yard gain. Hendershard on the stop.
4th and about 3. What do you do?
Well, McCarty's out there still. 4th and 4. Maybe you try to get them to jump offside again and call timeout.
Maybe. Yeah, you have 2 to work with here.
Take a play from the Colts playbook. That didn't work, and then they went for it. And yeah.
Boy, this is a big play for the Athenians here.
But at the same time, Tri-West now is in don't jump offside mode, so this might be a perfect time to run a play, and they will. Here's McCarty on the option, pitches to Latre, and immediately hit on the play.
Bryce Hendershot read that play perfectly.
And that will be a turnover on downs. No gain on the play for Latre on the pitch, and Tri-West will take over just shy of midfield, coming off of a touchdown drive on their last possession. Of a 32-yard pass.
Yeah, I like the call.
I do too.
I do. I like the call. I like going for it. Saying, hey guys, you know what? I trust you. Let's get a first down here. Let's keep this drive going. Just a nice read by Bryce Hendershot. He ran right at McCarty, forced McCarty to make the pitch, kept his momentum going, and took out Latre. So good play by the sophomore to stop the Athenians from getting a first down.
So here's Robertson out of the shotgun. Takes the snap and gives the ball up the middle, and that is Caden Wilson, I believe, on the run.
He's just moving his feet. Man, give him a gain of 4.
We'll see who it was. I thought it was Wilson, but no, it's Jace Moore.
Yep, Jace Moore. I think it was 4. Yeah, I think it was 4. Gain of 4.
4 for Moore, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. So we'll see what Robertson wants to do out of the shotgun here. 2nd and 6 from the 44. He's back to throw. Fumbles the football. It's on the ground and able to slide on it is Tri-West. And my goodness, that one's the one that you definitely have to pick up.
Yep.
There were 4 or 5 Athenians that were by the play, and they were just blocked out as Van Slyke sprints all the way back and picks it up. That's a loss of 3 on the play. The ball was down for forever.
Yeah, it looks like it's a loss of 4. Man.
That would have been,
again, Josh,
huge.
Like we talked about, just unable to get a turnover when you need it. That would have been a huge, huge turnover.
And a possible scoop and score if anybody in the secondary would have seen it.
Right. Let's see if we can get 3 and out. Nobody's covering the inside receiver here.
We'll see if Robertson sees it. He drop steps, throws, passes, caught by Van Slyke, tries to make a move and gets the first down. Battles across the 30, still on his feet, steps out of bounds. We'll see where they spot him, but that's the first down and more. Play started at the 49. It ends at around
the 32.
The 32.
31. So give him an 18-yard gain. Tell you what, that's a nice job by Van Slyke. Just to keep, break that tackle from Weimer and get a big first down play.
So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Bruins. 6:49 left on the clock. It's stopped with the out of bounds. So Robertson scanning the defense, trying to see what he likes. Take the snap and hands the ball off. It's Justin Curry fighting forward, and a little bit of extra shoving at the end of the play, trying to knock off a couple extra yards, but it'll be a 3-yard gain for Curry. Bring up 2nd down and 7.
So, again, big 3rd down opportunity. Athenians got to try to force the third and long here. Try to get a stop.
Here's Robertson. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. He's looking that way. He's going to throw over the middle, looking for Van Slyke. A little too hot.
Just a little too far.
Pass falls incomplete in the end zone and brings up 3rd down and 7.
He had a step. If he hits him, so.
Can't blame him for taking the shot. He got one from almost the exact same distance earlier. May as well try it again. This time Crawfordsville ready for it and had a couple of defenders back on the play. 6:04 left on the clock. Tri-West leading 14-7, 3rd and 7 from the Crawfordsville 28-yard line for the Bruins. They'll break the huddle. Jace Moore split out wide to the left. To the right side is Skylar Marlowe for the quarterback, Robertson.
Well, he's
back, throws on the run, pass is caught. That's Hendershot and leans the ball out well past the first down. That'll be a gain. We'll see where they spot him at. The 15, 13 yards to Hendershot on the reception. First and 10 from the 14-yard line of Crawfordsville. Another methodical drive here for the Bruins.
Yep.
Moore moves all the way across the formation to the far left, and that's a botched snap, and on the ground is Robertson, hit immediately.
Boy, I tell you what, Peyton Busenbark was about 2 steps away from grabbing that football.
The problem was that Robertson was on the football.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he was.
That's a huge loss. That's a loss of about 6.
A loss of 10, isn't it?
Is it?
15. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, loss of 8.
They got him at the 22 now. So 2nd and 18 from the 22. Tri-West can get one more first down before being in a goal-to-go situation. 2 receivers to each side for Robertson. The man in the backfield is Justin Curry. Robertson fakes the give, throws, Hendershot makes the grab and runs to his left, picks up a block and fights his way into the end zone for a touchdown. No flags on the play. And it's a 22-yard catch and run for Hendershot for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, that was just a little bubble screen, and receiver out there, Van Slyke did a nice job of sealing off the inside guy. Hendershot made made his guy miss, and he was down the sidelines for the easy 22-yard pitch and catch.
Okay, Scott, listen to this. Hendershot, sophomore, 6'3", 175 pounds.
Yeah.
As a sophomore.
Yep.
He's going to be a monster. Here's Newton on the extra point. Kick is up. It is good. Count it. 21-7 your score. With 4:43 remaining here in the first half.
Well, you're new to the area, and if you knew his brothers,
it doesn't surprise me.
He's going to be about the same size of his brothers. Yeah, he's a big kid, and just a lot of speed. So.
The only problem is he has younger brother syndrome.
Right, exactly.
So he's got to live up to the older ones and surpass them.
Right,
so.
exactly.
Good luck.
Yep. big play there. So,
but being 6'3", 175 pounds as a sophomore is a good start for that. You expect a workhorse back and somebody they've been handing the ball to be, one of the seniors, but that's a sophomore.
Right, exactly.
And the quarterback Robertson's a junior, and they have Hendershot listed as a receiver as well. Which
right.
At 6'3", 175, I'm not surprised. So Tri-West ready to kick it away. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Back to return, Gonzalez and McCarty. McCarty to the near side of your screen, and here's the kick. It'll go toward Gonzalez. He'll take it at his 10-yard line, running to the 15, across the 20, and fighting forward across the 25, still on his feet, and falls forward at the 35-yard line. Good return of about 25 yards for Anthony Gonzalez, as Crawfordsville will set up shop, 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
4:27 to go here. Josh, it'd be nice if we can drive it down. Put it in the end zone here and make it a one-possession game going into halftime. But tell you what, down 21-7, this is by far the best we've played in the first half.
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion. I mean, I know there's still 4.5 minutes to go, but I'm telling you, nice job. I mean, since we found Gonzalez on the 90-yard touchdown pass, Latre's found some running room. Just a decent first half by the Athenians. They've actually come up with a stop.
Here's McCarty rolling out to his left. Thought about launching it and then changed his mind, tucked the ball and ran and got back to the line of scrimmage. Short gain on the play, maybe just a few inches, but better to 33-0 Western Boone.
Wow.
So a short gain for McCarty, and we have a timeout called by Tri-West.
Not a bad call by Tri-West.
Nope.
By Coach Tyler Bruce. Tyler Bruce is a Tri-West guy, but actually coached at North Montgomery. Southmont's ahead 11 and 14-7. Wow.
I told you that one's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game. And that was one thing that Lebanon's coach, whose name escapes me at the moment, and that's what he said. He said, Southmont is a team I have to tell my kids, this is a team that you have to play disciplined against, because if we make mistakes, they're going to make us pay, and that's something Southmont's been good at all year.
Yeah. Southmont has been really good at, their defense is really good. North Montgomery leads Frankfort 27-0 midway through the second.
Trying to match Western Boone point for point.
Cameron Giles with the 30-yard touchdown run for the Mounties. Hunter Chadwick for the hit Nathan French for a 52-yard touchdown pass.
Wow.
To give Southmont a 14-7 lead.
So out of the timeout from Tri-West, now 2nd down and 9 from the Crawfordsville 36. Andrew Martin in motion as McCarty back to throw. Comes back.
Throw back to Peyton
Suter to the 35, to the 40, and fights across for a first down, diving forward. Tackled at the 47-yard line, and what a nice play call there to motion Martin into the backfield and then come back to that side to Suter.
Yep, nice job. A nice job by McCarty to turn around at the last moment and hit Suter.
Give him 12 yards on the play and set it up first and 10, from the Crawfordsville 48-yard line. Martin and Gonzalez split out wide to the right for McCarty. He'll take the snap, now heads that way, rolling out, has a rusher coming in his face, and McCarty's going to tuck it and go. Gets across midfield and tries to spin back toward the playing surface and gains about 5.
Actually, only gained 3, but he ran about 20.
He did.
So, looks like they're giving 4. Yep, give him a gain of 4. So, good coverage downfield by the Bruins. So, give McCarty a gain of 4.
And into Tri-West territory.
Yep, 3:07 to go here in the opening half. 21-7 Tri-West, which I'm sure Duggar has on the screen. So, I'll probably just...
2nd and 6 from the Bruins' 48-yard line. McCarty hands it off. I bet my money that's Latre, and it looks like it is, but he fights back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Maybe 1 if they're generous with the spot. We'll bring up about 3rd and 6.
So, yep.
Yep, they gave him 1.
Gave him 1. 2.5 minutes to go.
At this point, if you're Coach Gerald, when do you take that shot again that you got earlier?
Right. Exactly.
To Gonzalez.
Timeout, Athenians.
Timeout, Crawfordsville. That's probably what he's going to talk with his coaches about now. Is saying,
second one here of the half.
It's like, okay, at what point do we take our shot here? 3rd and 5 isn't a bad time to do it.
Nope.
Especially since earlier you did it on 3rd and forever.
Right.
So 3rd and 5 is significantly nicer down.
Exactly. And again, you were backed up against your own end zone.
Yep.
So here you're at midfield. So see what the Athenians decide to do.
Let's revisit that play to Suter. And it started with the motion for Martin because they've used a lot of motion and a lot of movement before the snap to try to misdirect Tri-West, and it has not worked.
Right.
But on that play, they didn't fake the handoff. It wasn't a run.
No.
And so they're thinking at that time with the way that Martin's motioning and the way that McCarty's rolling out is that play is going that way.
Right.
As the Tri-West defense is drifting to that side, that's when Suter snuck out of the backfield or snuck across the formation, and McCarty just found it.
Right.
At that point, it's just the tenacity of Peyton Suter to fight forward.
They've ran a couple sweeps on that play, where McCarty's gone out and pitch options on that, and I'm pretty sure Tri-West saw that and like, hey, here comes the pitch option. Like you said, nice job of Peyton Suter just to get forward to pick up the first down.
Double coverage here on Gonzalez to the left side of the formation, and McCarty will play fake. He'll look that way anyway. Anthony Gonzalez makes
there's a nice
flag. There's a flag down. It might be on Gonzalez for offensive pass interference.
I think it's going to be pass interference on number 8.
It's going to be on one of them, and the Tri-West defender fell down, so it could go either way. You never know. It depends on who grabbed who.
47-yard pass play if it stands. They're putting the ball at the point after attempt, right? So this is going to be against Tri-West.
Yep. Looks like it. Yep. And they're talking to Coach Gerald, so I believe you're right. This is against the defense, although I don't know what he's pointing at.
Yep. Touchdown. Athenians.
There we go.
Oh, that's true. Yep, that's true. Yep. They can take the point penalty on the kickoff.
So he was saying take it on the kickoff. So that is a 47-yard touchdown. Anthony Gonzalez adjusting to a little underthrown ball from McCarty, but he gave him an opportunity, and that's what counts.
And Josh, you spoke just about when are you going to take that shot.
There it is.
There it is. Next play.
I told you earlier not to listen to me because I don't know what I'm talking about, but sometimes I actually do. So here's Cook on the extra point. And the snap is down, and the kick is blocked.
Yep.
So the extra point is blocked. That makes it 21-13, 2:08 left on the clock. So my apologies for thinking that was offensive pass interference. So I didn't get as excited about Gonzalez's second touchdown as I did the first, where I believe I was screaming like a lunatic into the microphone.
Right, that's all right. That's okay.
This one I was a little more reserved on because I thought it was coming back.
Well, I tell you what, Josh, we just said, Crawfordsville's by far playing their best first half, and man, they just continue. That's a great play. So this will be a 10-yard mark-off on the kick. So Athenians will kick off here from the 45-yard line.
So that is 2 touchdown passes for Cale McCarty on the half, and there is still a lot of time left.
Exactly.
2 minutes left. And that coverage, I thought for sure, from the way that the defender stepped up, I thought for sure that Gonzalez had pushed off on him. But
I did too.
I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly thrilled with the fact that that's 2 touchdowns now for Crawfordsville. I'm absolutely thrilled, but I'm also stunned because I'm as stunned as I was last night when I thought the goalkeeper for Greencastle rolled into the net with the ball and then walked out and was staring at the referee like, oh, are you going to signal this is a goal or not? But I digress. So now, if you're Anthony Cook, to me, you can't waste this 10-yard penalty. You have to put some hang time under this kick and try and force Tri-West to run it back from deep.
Right, exactly.
If you kick it through the end zone, you just kicked it through the end zone last time. So we'll see what Cook does here. And he's going to try and kick it through the uprights. And that's a touchback. So, that's fine. I just would have preferred a little hang time kick and try and force maybe a potential turnover or an opportunity for your coverage, but at the same time, you take 1st and 10 from the 20 any day. So that's where Tri-West will start. They lead 21-13, 2:08 remaining on the clock here in the first half.
I tell you what, if you're the Athenians, you've got to get a stop here because if you let them score, they get the ball to start the second half.
That is correct.
So then they have an opportunity to take a 14-point lead to a 21-point lead. And you don't want to. I mean, the Athenians have played really well here in the first half. You want to go in holding them as much as you can. So looks like Hendershot's going to line up as the H-back. Hand it off to
that's Cora.
Yep.
Cora on the run will get about 2 yards before he's stopped. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the Tri-West 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the right side for Robertson.
Yep.
They're going to take a shot.
Yep, they're speeding up here a little bit. Robertson back.
He's going to fire, and that pass is a bullet caught by Van Slyke.
He's going to get up to the 35-yard line.
Stephen Latre on the tackle. Gain of about 13 on the play. Clock will stop as they move the chains. That's 1st down and 10 now from the 35. The times that Tri-West has been able to complete deep passes, they've been over the middle of the field, and they've been looking toward Van Slyke. And also Hendershot has been another dangerous weapon deep down the field.
Yep. Robertson
back to throw. He's going to launch it. And that is overthrown everybody. Yep. Looks like he was searching.
Hendershot was out there.
Hendershot was out there. There was another receiver out there. I'm trying to see who that was. That might have been Aaron Milborn. Clock is stopped. 1:20 left. 2nd down and 10 from the 35.
Tell you what. Athenians are doing a much better. Athenian defensive line is doing a much better job of getting in there and putting some pressure on Robertson back here on this drive. 1:20 to go.
One thing with Tri-West taking all these deep shots, a little bit of an underthrow or a hit on the quarterback and a loose ball in the air could turn into a turnover. We've seen the secondary for Crawfordsville come away with some very interesting interceptions. Here's Robertson, throws, pass is caught by Hendershot. Little spin move and wrapped up taking down Jacob Weimer on the tackle. Gain of 12 on the play will set up another 1st down for Tri-West.
Yep.
1st and 10 now from the 47-yard line of Tri-West.
Good tackle by Weimer out there. 1:04 to go here. 1:02.
Robertson looking, throws, pass is caught. That's Van Slyke. And gets into Crawfordsville territory, gets to about the 35-yard line. So that's a gain of about 18.
47 down to the 36. So, 17 yards.
It'll be another 1st down for Tri-West, and the clock will stop. 55 seconds remaining in the half. I think now if you're the Athenians, you got to keep an eye on Robertson. He's in pass-first mode and try and see where he wants to go with it. Yeah. And if I were a betting man, you got to go towards Hendershot, you got to cheat towards him, and you got to cheat towards Van Slyke. Timeout Crawfordsville.
Yep, timeout.
Get a chance to talk it over for the defense here and try and figure out how they want to cover these plays.
I like this timeout. You guys are a little winded. You got a lot of guys playing both ways out there for the Athenians.
Yes, sir.
Nice job. Give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of rest. Give them a drink and see if you can draw something up here. Maybe to put a little pressure on Robertson and definitely you got to cover Hendershot and Robertson. Those are his two. Or Van Slyke. Those are his two guys. So,
the question is who are you putting on those two guys to cover them?
Right,
because
that's true.
Hendershot at 6'3", 175.
And he's quick.
And he's quick.
Yeah, exactly.
So, who do you put defending him? And I think, size-wise, your best option is Jesse Horton, but can Horton run with it?
Right, yeah. I'm not sure the answer to that question is yes.
And that's nothing against Jesse Horton. I don't know many people that can probably run with Hendershot.
Right.
There's your size. The next highest guy is Nathan Schroeder, and you don't put a defensive lineman on a receiver ever.
Right. Are you interviewing Coach Tony Bean at halftime?
Yes, I am. I am interviewing Coach Tony Bean at halftime, and you reminded me of that. I was just about to bring that up and say stick around for halftime interview here on senior night. Girls basketball coach Tony Bean. We're getting ready to get back to action here. 55 seconds on the clock. Tri-West holding the ball 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Here's Robertson back to throw. Steps up and pressure. Now he's going to scramble away and gets to the 30 and trying to rip the ball out there was Crawfordsville at the end. He's able to get the 1st down, but
Peyton Busenbark almost ripped that ball out of his arm. Down to the 27-yard line, so that'll be a gain of about 9. 2nd and 1 for the Bruins. Robertson with a 9-yard gain.
But at the same time, you take that for sure because that's just one time. He wasn't able to find time and find somebody down the field.
Right, exactly. But he got out of bounds. You got to try to.
He did get out of bounds.
Try to keep him in bounds there,
but the more and more, the closer that they get to the end zone, the less space that Crawfordsville has to defend. Here's Robertson.
Here's a
screen pass. That's to Cora. Running to the 20, to the 10 with blockers in front of him. Tripped up, spun around, and into the end zone.
Touchdown.
For the touchdown. 27 yards for Garrett Cora. The back out of the backfield gets the screen, and what a perfect call there by Tyler Bruce to get his team into the end zone here with 33 seconds left.
Very similar, Josh, to the touchdown pass to Bryce Hendershot. The little that was more of a screen pass, but man, I'm telling you, just the speed of Coral and nice blocking downfield by the Bruins.
Newton's kick is up, and it is good. He's been perfect tonight. That makes it 28-13 is your score. Tri-West has scored 3 touchdowns in this quarter. Crawfordsville with just 1 to answer, but 33 seconds left, and I think maybe you put Kagan Fields back there and see if you can utilize his speed as well as McCarty and see if you can set up a good return and maybe a shot.
Yeah, that was Tri-West 11th passing first down. So, Cora's number 1, right?
Yes, Cora's number 1. Yep. I mean, Hendershot's probably their number 1 option.
Right,
but Cora's the actual jersey number 1.
He's just number 1. Nice, good drive there by Tri-West.
Took a lot of time off the clock.
Minute 35 off the clock. 7-play drive, 80 yards.
And Newton will kick it away for Tri-West. Back to return. Anthony Gonzalez had a big return last time. We'll see what he can do this time. McCarty on the near side stands at about the 21-yard line.
Lebanon scores quickly, ties the game at 14. So,
one to keep an eye on. High end over end kick will chase Gonzalez back to the 9. That's where he'll take it. Runs to the 15. Looking for space at the 20. Nice block there, and now we got a flag.
They're going to say blocked him in the back. Boy, I don't agree with that.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that was.
It looked like a clean block to me, but they have a closer eye on it, so I'm not going to question their judgment. But this one's looking like it's going to be 5 yards further back, and Crawfordsville will be deep in their own territory to start this drive. Last time out, Crawfordsville got a 47-yard touchdown pass to Anthony Gonzalez. Second time that McCarty and Gonzalez have hooked up in this game for deep pass touchdowns.
Right.
The first one came from a very similar location as to where Crawfordsville will be starting this drive. I'm trying, I promise. I'm trying to.
This will be from the 12. So, 12-yard penalty.
So 1st and 10 with 25 seconds left, and the Athenians have the ball at their own 12. And they will be headed to the locker room. McCarty under center, takes the knee, and that will do it here, assuming there is no timeout shenanigans going on. And Crawfordsville jogging off, heading toward the. Now everybody turns around. I'm not quite sure why. Just waiting for the inevitable end of the first half. But it has been a good first half for Crawfordsville. As they trail Tri-West 28-13, 0 is on the clock, and that is the end of your first half. So it's halftime, and here comes Crawfordsville girls basketball coach Tony Bean to chat with us during the halftime break here for senior night. Adjusting his headset now.
Hello.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
I think so.
All right. Coach Josh Dillon.
Josh Dillon, Tony Bean.
Sports editor of the Journal Review. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And, Coach, so senior night tonight. I know you've probably interacted with a lot of the seniors here at Crawfordsville. And tell me how excited you are for basketball season to get underway here in just a few weeks.
I am incredibly excited. We got graduated four solid seniors last year, and hate to see those ladies go, but got a real exciting group of girls coming back that's got a lot of varsity experience, and a really good, I think, freshman class coming in that's going to compete for some things. And yeah, I'm ready to roll the ball out. And, I mean, I can't wait for that. We got conditioning starting on Monday, and I'm excited about that.
I'm sure you're more excited about that than the players are.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
But you know what? At the same time, you know they love to play the game. So it's something. I would ask you, as somebody who has not seen your team play yet, give me a rundown of what I should expect when I go to attend a Crawfordsville girls basketball game.
Well, it's yet to be seen. I can tell you, I hope that everybody is seeing something different than they've seen the last couple years. I'm getting ready to start my third year as head coach, and the last 2 years have been a real struggle. And we're putting that behind us, and it's just time to start moving forward. So I think we're going to be an athletic team. I know we're going to be an athletic team. So I think you'll see a team that's ready to scrap, some man-to-man and zone trapping type defenses. We've kind of done that over the summer and trying to get a lot better at that and get after it.
Coach, you mentioned it's your third year at the helm of the program, and people don't necessarily understand that as a coach, you have to instill the way that your team plays, and that takes time. So you're getting a group now. You just mentioned a really dynamic freshman group that's coming in, and these are girls that are going to be learning from you from the get-go, and not a situation in which you are shifting away from your predecessor, which sometimes works really well, sometimes doesn't. It just depends on the situation, and I don't know. But how do you feel knowing that you're starting to get groups that know you well? Yeah,
it's real important, and you're right. The freshman class is coming in, and as long as I keep doing this, the classes that come in after it, we're teaching a lot less than we had to the first couple of years. What I'm about, what our whole coach. We got a whole new coaching staff. Actually, Coach Morgan's been around for a little while, but she had to learn a little bit what I'm about. So, yeah, that makes it a lot easier. And the senior class this year, they've had me this will be their third year with me since they were sophomores. The juniors have had me their whole high school career. So, you're right. It's a lot of the same stuff, but we're going to do things a little bit different this year. I mean, we've won 5 games the last 2 seasons. I think it's crazy to think we should come back in and just keep trying to do the same things. So we've got some ideas of how we can do things a little bit differently, different styles and things like that hopefully excite the girls and get them, really ready to get after it. One thing about this group, and it's not just about basketball, the girls' sports overall haven't won a whole lot, and I think there's just a lot of girls we've got that don't expect to win, and that's half the battle. Believe in yourself, believe in your team, and that you can compete with Tri-West and Danville and that kind of stuff. So trying to get that across to them as well.
And one of the things, and this is just sports in general, is you have to go out and fight to win it, and occasionally things will just happen that you get a lucky break your way one day, or the ball bounces strange, or especially for basketball, my goodness, I've seen the toilet bowl shots on the rim that just happen to fall at the right time, or a half court prayer that just gets answered. So you have to take your shots when you get them and play aggressively. And is that something you're looking to instill in these girls moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. We've been on the losing end of some of those toilet bowl shots you're talking about. We played Frankfurt, who was kind of in our league in terms of how their season had gone. It's last game of the season, and it was the most exciting game we'd had all year, and we got beat on a half-court buzzer beater, up 1, and on a pretty big losing streak, and Frankfurt hits the shot to beat us. So we know what that feels like. But I'm excited for the first time they experience, because you're exactly right. You gotta compete to keep yourself in the game, and then however it ends up, it ends up. And if you give the effort, then you can live with the results. But you're exactly right. So at some point, hopefully very early in the season, one of these games is going to go our way. And what that could lead to is what – I don't know the answer to that, but I think it'll lead to confidence and excitement. They'll be excited about the very next day of practice. Okay, I see what that feels like. Let's do that again.
Yeah, exactly. And once you get that taste of winning, you want to keep doing it. Yeah. That's what you hope to instill.
Yep.
In any, I don't care what the sport is. I don't care what the athletes are. You always want them to go out and play for the win, and that's something that kind of sometimes gets lost as you get teams that go, oh, well, you're playing so-and-so, you just want to make sure it looks respectable.
Yeah.
A loss is a loss. If you lose, football, if you lose 27-3, it's the same as losing 38-0.
Yep.
It's still a loss.
Yep, exactly. And there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, Frank Reich for the Colts just experienced that. I mean, he went for the win and going forward on fourth down instead of just tying. And I want that mentality too. I want our team to believe that we're going to go after it with this game plan. We're going to spend the week learning what our opponent and what we want to try to execute. And yeah, there will probably be a couple games we just get it handed to us. I'm sure there will. We got a long way to go, but that doesn't matter. I mean, you just go after it, go after it, go after it.
Something else I've heard. You mentioned the girls' programs here, and I've heard it from Kelly Johnson and Lori Vellner. In terms of the coaches and Terry Kendricks as well for the golf program.
Yeah,
the girls all have a camaraderie and a team chemistry about them in terms of really caring about each other. And how nice is it to see that on the court in terms of good sport. I don't want to say good sportsmanship, but the ability to step aside if somebody's having a hot night and make sure that person is being happy for them versus being like, oh, well, that's going to cut down on my opportunity.
Well, you're right. I don't think we don't have any selfishness. We talk a lot about, man, that's a good announcement there. We talk about all the time that you really need to deep down care more about the team or more about a teammate than you do yourself, and that's something it's hard to do. I mean, every player in any sport, when they're out on the court, they care about what they're doing. They care about their own performance. But if you can get to the point that you don't worry about your own performance and what you get genuinely excited when a teammate hits a shot or genuinely excited when a teammate gets a steal, then you've got it licked. And I do think, for the most part, in all the sports, the camaraderie's there. The girls like each other. There's not a lot of bickering and fighting, and that's half the battle. But by the same token, you can't just want to get better. You're going to, at some point, have to lay it on the line, forget everything else that's going on, and put all your focus and attention and your hard work, on getting better. I mean, every part of it. And I think that's I hear a lot about, we want to be good, we want to play hard, we got to do it. It's time to do it.
I hear you on we want to be good. Well, you have to go out and do it. There's just a point where you just have to go out and do it. And in terms of we want to play hard, that's something in your control.
Yeah, absolutely. You control that, and we say that. I mean, I'm not the only coach that says this. All coaches say you can only control what you can control. Define what those things are, and at least have that taken care of. And then everything else will just work when you get to that point. So
take me through a few of the players that you're really excited to see this season in terms of their progress. As you mentioned, you lost a couple of really really strong seniors, but you mentioned you were really excited to see a couple of them coming back.
Yeah, I mean, with varsity experience this year, we've got Olivia Barnett and Addie Laskowski. There are two seniors, Lauren Kellerman and Isabel Viveros and Megan Simmons. There are juniors that come back that played quite a bit in the last couple years, or last year and a half, at the varsity level, and then Emma Balaz and Peyton Sennett, a junior or a sophomore and a junior. They've got a little bit of experience, so you bring all that back, and I know that they're going to be ready to get after it. But that's 8 or 9 right there that I just mentioned, and then along with the other juniors and sophomores that have primarily played JV, I'm sure they have aspirations to play some varsity, and then a freshman class that it's not about. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get, but what I do know is it's an athletic class, it's a hungry class, and it's a class that has won in the last couple of years. So they have an expectation of winning. I don't know if they're going to be ready to jump right in there at the varsity level on day one or not, but the opportunity's there to compete for it. And just all that combined is really, really exciting. Having some options and things that I had the last couple of years. It was kind of clear cut the last couple of years, the difference between the varsity and the JV, and I think it's a lot more competitive now, which should make practices way more competitive. That excites me too.
I had a girls basketball coach back in Iowa who told me his bench is his most important thing because those are the girls that have to play against my starters and make them better in practice.
No question. And we have a few options we use here. I can also scrimmage the freshman boys quite a bit. That's a pretty good matchup. I used to coach the boys side too, and I remember when I was freshman coach playing against the varsity girls, and a lot of times that works out pretty well. But yeah, you're not kidding. The bench. Well, I mean, in any team setting, whether it's starting on the varsity or coming off the bench on the varsity, or whether you're starting JV or coming off the bench JV, the whole program relies on all of that to be successful. And we talk all the time about players have to they not only have to accept the role that they're given, they need to embrace the role that they're given, and understand that they can influence. If they don't like the role they've got at any point, they've got the influence to change it by their hard work and play.
Yeah, and you know what? You always have to be ready to go in because you never know. Sports, it can happen. You can
Absolutely.
have somebody step up, or you can have somebody go down, and then it's got to be the next person in. And
yep.
As a coach, you want to be able to send somebody in and go, okay, well, I'm not going to change what I'm doing because
right, exactly.
I've got a game plan set up, and I got to go with it. So hopefully, that's what we see as we get closer and closer to that first basketball game.
Yeah, we got our first practice on October 15th, so a week from Monday. And then we have our scrimmage on October 30th. So, yeah, day before Halloween. We play Covington, and then we open up on that Friday, November 2nd, against Seeger. So I'm really excited about it.
So take me through your thoughts on the conference this year in terms of what teams you're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, well, in my time in 2 years, we haven't won a conference game yet, so I'm excited to see all of them. The cream of the crop will be Tri-West and Danville. They're both solid teams. Western Boone has a player named Maddie Jones. If you've covered soccer, you've seen her. She's an excellent basketball player. So they'll be solid, and Lebanon's always pretty solid. And then North-South, we haven't gotten them yet, but I can't wait to play them. And I know Coach Nupnall, Coach Oakley, they can't wait to play Crawfordsville either. And we'll get a chance to see North and South probably a couple times each season between the Sugar Creek Classic and the regular season matchups. And then we're all in the same sectional too. So it could be fun. We might play somebody 3 times this year, which would be pretty cool.
One of the things I've also heard, and this could be a cliche, but the toughest thing to do is to beat a team 3 straight times.
Well, I don't know if we've actually played a team 3 times yet in my 2 years. I know we've played them twice, and teams have beaten us twice. But yeah, like I said at the very beginning, the past does not matter. Each season's its own. It's organic, and this team has nothing to do with last year's team. It really doesn't. And it'll be a fresh start come next Monday.
Well, let's hope that gets going for you. And got about a minute 20 before we get back to warm-ups here before the second half. So take me through your thoughts on this game so far in terms of how Crawfordsville is playing. Well,
it's nice to see us competing. I mean, kind of the same thing we were just talking about with my team. The 2 offensive touchdowns were legit. They weren't just mistakes by Tri-West or a fluke play, a kickoff return or anything like that. So that's nice. McCarty getting his feet under the ground, becoming the starting quarterback here for a couple weeks. I'm sure he's learning a lot. His head's spinning out there, but he seems to be handling it real well. Defensively, I mean, geez, we got to tackle a little bit better. There's no question. And I was just talking to Coach Welliver. I'm watching some of these players, and they tend to take the blocks, and they're letting Tri-West dictate everything. It's like, no, man, you got to learn how to get through. I mean, attack them. Whether you're getting blocked or not, you attack them. Attack. And I know that's nothing that Coach Gerald hasn't told them 1,000 times. But, tonight I think we're we're learning a little bit about that. We're kind of learning how to compete. So
setting up for that final game against Frankfurt.
And guarantee of both teams, Frankfurt and Crawfordsville, are feeling. Neither team's got to win yet, right? So they're going to be ready to try to get that first win and set themselves up for the sectional. So sectional draw, I think, is this Sunday. I think it's Sunday.
I believe so. Although we do still have 24 minutes left in this one for Crawfordsville to try to get that first win.
Absolutely, good point.
So hopefully, maybe they can get that one off their back before Frankfurt. We can go for win number 2. But
absolutely.
Endless optimism as I go. I try to stay. I try to stay on that side of things. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming up and talking to us, and I'm looking forward. I'll be talking with you in the next couple weeks. Get a basketball preview into the journal, and we will get that underway hopefully pretty soon. Obviously, all the postseason stuff going on. Crawfordsville boys again playing tomorrow. At Lebanon. Late night game under the lights.
That's right.
Lebanon against Frankfurt, I believe, for the sectional championship, and then down the road here in Newmarket, you'll have the Southmont girls playing for their sectional championship after a 4-10 season. Right. You never know. That's the joy of the postseason. Is the regular season gets wiped away, and you just kind of go from there. And 4-10 Southmont takes down 9-5 Greencastle, and all of a sudden now Southmont, looking to push the line a little bit there for the girls.
That's high school sports in a nutshell, isn't it?
Pretty much. And I've been talking to them all season, and they've been saying, we're just that step away. We're almost there, and then they win 6-3 last night. So that was a lot of fun.
It's awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you, and welcome to Crawfordsville.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, look forward to talking to you. Thanks for the interview.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your senior night, sir, and have a good one.
All right, thanks.
Yep. That was Crawfordsville girls basketball coach Tony Bean stopping in and talking to us on senior night here for the halftime entertainment. We are a minute 20 left before we are back to action, and my partner Scott Smith stepping back in, getting his headset on.
Man.
Welcome back, Scott.
Bean had that all nice and warm for me, didn't he? Holy smokes.
Yeah, he did. That one, I wasn't quite sure how long they wanted me to go, so I just kept going.
That's fine. I'll tell you what, I'll give you some first half stats, Josh.
I would like those.
How's that?
That'd be good.
All right, awesome. Here we go. Here's first half stats for the Athenians. Crawfordsville had a total of, I had all this laid out for you before I got here, 155 yards, 145 yards through the air, and 10 on the ground. For the Tri-West Bruins, 263 total yards, 209 through the air, 17 carries for 54 yards on the ground. Kel McCarty was 4 for 6, 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stephen Latre had 1 catch for -4. Anthony Gonzalez, 2 huge catches for 137 yards, 1 for 90 and 1 for 47. 2 touchdowns, and Peyton Suter 1 catch for 12. For the Bruins, Robertson was 13 of 16 for 209 yards and 4 touchdowns. Aaron Milborn had 1 catch for 10 yards. Braden Van Slyke had 5 catches for 72 yards and a score. Cody Seister had 2 catches for 19 yards. I'm going to call him Peyton. Bryce Hendershot had 4 catches for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Garrett Cora, 1 catch for 27 yards. So,
and that was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown as well. The Athenians had 15 carries for 10 yards of offense. The Bruins 17 carries for 54 yards. So, not a bad half, like we mentioned, Josh. Probably the best half of football the Athenians, first half of football the Athenians have played all season long. And they got to kick off here. Got to get a stop here to stay in the game here early in the second half.
Yeah, down by 2 scores. It's 28-13. 12 minutes on the clock here in the third quarter for Crawfordsville as Anthony Cook has it teed up at the 40-yard line. 24 minutes left in this one. The Athenians still seeking their first win of the season, and it'd be an upset if they can take down Tri-West tonight here on senior night.
So Anthony Cook line up here. He kicked one out of the back of the end zone last time. We'll see what he does here.
High end-over-end kick, and Van Slyke takes it at the 15. He'll get to the 20, across the 25, and he's wide open hole. To midfield. Cook, the last man to beat. He makes a move on him, and then tackles from behind. Michael Hanover brings him down, and Tri-West will start off with prime field position, 1st and 10 from the 27. We give a flag at the 49-yard line of Crawfordsville.
Just as and Coach Janero was pointing, take it back, so I'm assuming we're going to see a block in the back here. against Tri-West.
Well, usually when the hole is that big, something has happened to make it happen.
He was. I could have ran through that hole, Josh, and maybe gained 5 yards. It's a hold on Tri-West.
Holding against the Bruins will bring it back from the Crawfordsville 29 all the way to the Tri-West 39-yard line.
Yep.
But Tri-West has not had a problem with moving the football in the first half, as you mentioned with the stats in terms of what Robertson has been able to do, as well as Bryce Hendershot. So we'll see what the Bruins like to do here. Still haven't started the play clock, and now that will happen now. The Bruins will break the huddle. Quarterback Luke Robertson in the pistol with the running back behind him being Justin Curry. Hendershot split out wide to the right. Able to corral the snap with one hand, and that's Curry.
33, Curry, yep.
Curry running to his left and gets close to the first down. Might have picked it up. We'll see where they spot him if he was able to stay in bounds near the marker. He was not. That's a 9-yard gain for Justin Curry. Take it to the 48, second down and very short. This is where Tri-West would probably like to put it in the air and take a chance at a big chunk of yardage.
Yep, I'm sure if they get a touchdown here, that's going to change their offensive game plan. Got a stoppage of the clock. I'm not sure why. Did they say he was out of bounds?
We'll see. Not quite sure. We're going to come and talk to Coach Gerald. Coach is signaling to somebody up here. I'm not quite sure. He's either firing double pistols or...
Yeah.
11:33. Okay. So there was double pistols and then threes.
Three
okay.
threes. I wasn't sure what the second one was.
Yep.
So
11:33 on the clock. Second down and 1 from the Tri-West 48-yard line. Here's Henderson. Low snap and able to pick it up and hand it off. That's Curry running forward. That'll be a first down into Athenian territory. Flag flies at the end of the play. A very definitive flag throw. So that looked like after the play, and after the play penalties are never a good thing.
No.
The question is who is the guilty party?
Right. Is it Crawfordsville or Tri-West? Personal foul, face mask against the Athenians.
So that'll move it up to the 34-yard line, I'm guessing, if I had to guess. So gain of 4 turns into a gain of 19 after the penalty.
Yeah, that'll be at the Athenian 33-yard line.
33. Well, that's not what you want to see, and that's something Crawfordsville has not done very often. They're not penalized a lot. That's one thing this team is very strong with in terms of playing disciplined football. So 1st and 10 from the 33 for the Bruins. Henderson pitches to Curry, and that's a big gainer to the 10, to the 5, wrapped up, taken down. That's a gain of 28 yards on the play on the pitch.
Good thing Michael Hanover's quick.
Bring up 1st and goal from the 5.
Yeah, from inside that 30-yard gain. Yep, that's huge gain. So down to the 3-yard line. First and 10, or first and goal from the 3.
And Curry's gotten the last 2 runs, and I'm sure he's going to get one here.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Henderson takes the snap. It looked like he was going to run with it, and then he stumbled.
He's going to lose about 2. Yeah,
I keep trying to write down Henderson. I don't know why.
That kind of surprises me.
I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Henderson. I gotta stop that. Robertson. I always want to call him Henderson.
Well,
I don't know why.
It's a cross between Hendershot and Robertson.
That's true.
So there you go.
That might be it. So Robertson now in the shotgun with Curry on his left hip. 2 receivers to the right side for the quarterback. He takes the snap, hands it off. Curry cuts back to the left. And the jump cut pays the dividends as Curry's in for a 4-yard touchdown run.
Yep. That was a nice cutback on his part, and he scoots in for a touchdown.
That play designed to go up the middle, and Curry said, there's too many people here. I'm going to run to the side. I don't blame him. So Blake Newton will be on to kick the extra point out of the hold of Robertson. He's been perfect so far in his kicks. We'll see how he does here. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is high and over end and through the uprights. Good. Newton makes it 35-13 Tri-West after another nice extended drive for the Bruins. Pays off with a touchdown.
Yep. Just a methodical drive by Tri-West to open up the second half. And they have now scored on their last, let's see, 4 possessions. So
it's a 5-play drive.
Yeah.
And a drive that started further back than it should have because of a penalty.
Right,
so
exactly.
They make a mistake and still turn it into points.
Right, well, then Crawfordsville will return the favor with the 15-yard face mask penalty.
That's true. So the Athenians will be ready to take the ball on offense for the first time in this half. And what halftime adjustments are you expecting Crawfordsville to make against this Tri-West defense?
Well, we've been taking a lot of hits. I mean, a lot of hits downfield, and really didn't have any offense in the first quarter until they put Latre in the backfield. And Stephen's done a nice job. Offensive line's done a better job of giving him some running room. So I'll be anxious to see, if we can get the run to set up that long pass play here again. And we definitely need to do that here, get a score, keep this game at 2. If we can get this game back to 2 scores and maybe get a stop on defense.
Anthony Gonzalez, the man running the kickback, gets to the 25-yard line before he's taken down, and that's where Crawfordsville will set up shop with 10:19 remaining, trailing 35-13 to the Tri-West Bruins on senior night. See, Hendershot is the deep safety, and I think that might be an adjustment we see from Tri-West. He's been able to read some of those running plays from back and using that speed to get into the backfield and be disruptive. So we'll see what Crawfordsville wants to do with Hendershot back there as the safety. McCarty takes a snap, rolling out to his right, looking to throw, and now he'll tuck it and runs out of bounds, loss of 2 on the play.
Well,
that'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, that's a gain loss of about 5. Wow.
They took him back 5? Wow, yeah, they did.
Loss of 5, really back to the 22.
I thought he got a little further than that, but so 2nd and 12 from the 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the left side for McCarty. Back to throw, rolling out to his left. Now throws on the run, pass is intercepted.
Boy,
and that's Hendershot to the 10 with McCarty ramping him up. He spins on his feet, still fighting for the pylon, and he is out of bounds at the 1.
Yep.
As Bryce Hendershot read that play all the way, and a right-handed quarterback running to his left, throwing against his body. And that is a young quarterback's mistake. With a savvy defender in the backfield, will bring up 1st and goal from just inches away from the end zone, and Robertson in the Tri-West offense, will be back to work with 10 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's not the start to the second half that you wanted there, Josh.
No.
And you just mentioned that Tri-West adjustment was.
There's Hendershot into the end zone, finishes it off for the touchdown.
That their adjustment was Hendershot playing safety, and boy, he made it pay off. First play.
That's a tough one if you're McCarty, and I know why you have to have your quarterback rolling out to that side,
right,
because of where the ball is on the hash marks, and I know that. If you're McCarty and you're rolling out to that side, you've really got to plant your feet and drive into that, or else the ball just looks so big as a defender.
Right, exactly.
coming in. So here's Newton for the extra point. He's made 6 out of 7 so far. Give him 7 of 7. That man can kick. 42-13 your score with 9:55 left on the clock.
Yeah. 2 minutes and 5 seconds gone by here in the third quarter, Josh, and give Tri-West 2 scores. So that one's set up by the big interception by Bryce Hendershot.
2 things that Crawfordsville has done very well this season. They're not penalized often, and they don't turn the ball over as much as you'd expect a team that hasn't won a game to do.
Right.
Tonight, you get a 15-yard face mask penalty that sets up a touchdown in the second half, and now you have an interception that sets up a touchdown in the second half.
Right.
And that is going to give Coach Gerald fits. Mm-hmm. If I haven't asked him this specific question, but I feel like he would tell me that if a team beats us and they execute, that's one thing. But if we shoot ourselves in the foot and we make mistakes, then that's a whole other thing. And that's going to drive him crazy in terms of playing smart football.
Exactly.
But Crawfordsville will be back on offense, and we'll see how the Athenians want to attack Tri-West here on this drive. So give Hendershot the big defensive play on the takeaway, and then the finisher on the touchdown, and we are back underway as Newton kicks it toward Gonzalez. He'll take it toward the 25.
Yeah, that's McCarty, it looks like.
Is it McCarty?
Hang on to the football, Kale.
McCarty and Gonzalez switched sides then.
Yep, they did.
They do that just to fool me. So Crawfordsville will start 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line after the return by McCarty. .9:47 left on the clock. 42-13 Tri-West is your score. Last time out, McCarty threw an interception toward Hendershot on a pass to his left. 2 receivers to the left side for McCarty again here with Latre in the backfield. Out of the pistol formation, McCarty back to throw and now plants his feet, fires. Gonzalez makes the grab at the 34, fights forward, and holds on to the football as...
Boy, he almost got that ripped out of his arm.
Almost. That's a gain of about 8 on the play, though, for Gonzalez, who has had a big night. Actually, give him
9.
Yes.
I didn't think that.
I had to glance up. I had to glance up from my from my sheet here. I was like, wait. I didn't think he got the first down. Second and very short, though.
Man, if they want to give him a first down and a 9-yard gain, I'll take it.
I mean, so would I. But I have to imagine this is going to Latre, and movement up front. Gonzalez looks like the guilty party in the false start.
Yep, false start. Boy.
That'll bring up 2nd and 6. So you have Tri-West able to not move on that one.
Yep.
Those types of penalties are always fun because you have, obviously that one was an obvious false start, but then you get the ones where everybody jumps at the same time, and you got to figure out who caused it.
Exactly.
2nd and 6 from the 32. Gonzalez wide to the right for McCarty. He's back to pass again. Under pressure. Steps up and fires deep looking for Martin, and that is incomplete. Coverage on the play from Garrett Cora as well as Zach Jeter. I don't know if he's related to Derek, but...
Nice job by Cora just to go up there and knock the ball down. So now 3rd and 6 for Crawfordsville from their own 32-yard line.
And I'm impressed with the way McCarty was able to stand tall in the pocket knowing pressure was coming and deliver a very nice ball.
Right, exactly.
It was defended away, but it was a well-thrown pass. It was. That one wasn't going to be intercepted. 8:45 on the clock here. 3rd and 6 from the Crawfordsville 32-yard line. McCarty out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws to Gonzalez. Double pass play. Looking for Martin. He's open and it is incomplete.
Had him wide open. Boy.
Gonzalez put as much as he could into it in terms of being able to catch it quickly. Almost looked like a second baseman turning a double play.
Yeah.
Found the movement, and I think he got a little too excited about how open Andrew Martin was.
Right. All he had to do was lay that out there and let Andrew run underneath it.
So Jesse Horton back to kick it away, and Van Slyke is the man on the return team. Wobbly kick taken at the 35 by Braden Van Slyke. Makes a couple moves and gets across the 45 and midfield, trying to get around a defender. Stiff arms Martin to the ground. What a play that was. And Horton finally able to polish him off, as well as a couple other Athenians.
I tell you what,
Andrew Martin got taken for a ride on that play.
Yeah, I tell you what, Van Slyke just does a fantastic job of returning the football. I mean, all the way down to the Athenian 34-yard line. So give Tri-West 1st and 10 at the Athenian 34.
Leading 42-13. Last time out, 1-yard touchdown run for Hendershot on a one-play drive.
Yep.
Hendershot out of the game right now. And coming into the game is Kai Ross. So that's the quarterback that we saw last week, as Robertson will take a seat. Tri-West will bring in a few new numbers here. And the very first play is going to get whistled dead before it ever starts.
I think it's going to be timeout Crawfordsville. It is. Timeout Crawfordsville.
Timeout Tri-West.
Tri-West.
He looked towards Crawfordsville.
Yeah,
let's try this again. Timeout Crawfordsville.
Yep, there you go.
No, you always got to follow. You always got to follow what the white hat says, even if he's wrong at first.
Right, exactly.
In this case, he was
definitely wrong.
So. He was looking at Coach Gerald, and then he said, "Timeout Tri-West." Then he had to think about it and go,
"Wait a minute, that's not."
I feel like I've made a mistake.
Yep. Southmont leads Lebanon 28-14. Tyson Bashong's interception set up a 4-yard Hunter Chadwick run.
Nice.
So 28-14 Southmont at the half. North Montgomery leads Frankfort 34-6 at the half. I don't have a score for it. Let's see if I can read Duggar's score. 40-0 Western Boone leads Danville.
So Ross looking to throw, and it's tipped into the air and incomplete, and that was intended for Jace Moore. I'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Crawfordsville 34. And I like the idea here for Tri-West getting Ross in there, because Ross had some extended time last week.
Right.
In a closer game.
Right.
So, it's a good chance. Ross is a sophomore, 5'9", 159. In the event that something happens to Robertson, you want to make sure that you have somebody who has been battle-tested a little bit. And Ross has been. Out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Now he's going to throw out of the play fake, and the pass is caught. That's Garrett Cora running toward the middle of the field. Flag flies at the end of the play.
Boy, big hit out there. Who was that? That's Peyton Suter.
That's Suter on the hit.
Yep. That's be a 9-yard gain if it stands.
Flag was thrown before the hit, so I don't think anything happened on the hit. It was
a clean hit, but he rocked him pretty good.
Having a talk with one of the coaches there.
Personal foul.
That's a blindside block. That's a big deal. That's a big one.
Yep. So they'll go from the 28. So it'll be a completed pass down to the 28. So that'll be a 6-yard pass play. 6-yard pass. So a completed pass to number 4 for 6 yards.
But then it'll back up now to 2nd and 20
Yep.
from the 43-yard line. So now Ross will get a chance to throw deep here if he so chooses. Takes the snap. He is throwing deep and wide open as Van Slyke caught at the 20 to the 10, makes a move inside and dives into the end zone, and they asked if he stepped out of bounds. He didn't. That's a touchdown.
So Van Slyke, a 43-yard touchdown catch.
Yep.
From Kai Ross.
From Kai Ross. That was a busted coverage. You never want to see Van Slyke running with nobody near him.
Right, exactly. So that was a 3-play drive, 34 yards.
So here comes the extra point from Newton. High snap. Able to get it down is Robertson. And Newton's kick is good. Give him 7. So Newton has a touchdown and an extra point on his own. So with 7:45 remaining, Tri-West will kick it away to Crawfordsville in just a few moments, leading 49-13.
So 7:45 to go.
48-6, North Montgomery over Frankfort.
Tell you what. Since the Athenians had forced a punt from Tri-West, they've scored on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight possessions. So,
well, we'd heard that Tri-West starts slow, but we've seen what they've been able to do in terms of second half production,
right,
and the way that their offense plays as the game warms up. And now we get to see it firsthand.
Yep. So 49-13, 7:45 to go here in the third quarter. I think they were talking about a running clock.
They said it. So here's the kick. This is McCarty. Will take it at the 20 and run to the 25 before he's taken down.
Out to the 26-yard line. So the Athenians
Grant Hogan on the hit.
26-yard line.
And from the 27-yard line, Crawfordsville will start off on offense. Last time out, they had a potential touchdown pass to Andrew Martin on a double pass play, but it was just short. Martin unable to hold on to it.
Right, exactly.
At the 50, as he had to try to dive backward for it, and that forced a punt on 4th down. McCarty out of the pistol formation with Latre behind him, and they will hand it to Stephen Latre. And the senior on senior night battles forward to the Crawfordsville 35-yard line and falls even further, gets close to the first down. He might have it. We'll see where they spot him.
Yep, they're going to give him the first down. So give Latre a gain of 10.
I think if you're Tri-West, you'll let him run it with Latre. It keeps the clock moving.
Yep. You have a score from Fountain Central?
Oh, let me see. Of course, I grab my phone. It starts freaking out in terms of the text messages. Here's Latre again up the middle. Finds a little bit of running room. And
boy, he squeezed through just a little bitty hole there. Just a nice run there by Latre. Gain of 6 on the play.
Yep. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4. And Latre getting stretched out a little bit there.
So Latre takes it up to the 44-yard line. Gives a 2nd and 4. 6:40 to go here in the third quarter.
Last update I have from Fountain Central, the Mustangs lead 28-21 after a 70-yard touchdown run on the second play of the third quarter.
Wow.
Over North Vermilion. Here's McCarty out of the shotgun with Latre behind him, and Tri-West showing pressure. McCarty will fake the give, and now sacked on the play, Ethan Depinet. Big sack for Tri-West.
Yeah, it takes it all the way back to the Athenian 35-yard line. Get loss of 9.
Bring up 3rd down and 13 from the 35. So here's McCarty, 2 receivers to his left. The lone man to the right is Anthony Gonzalez. Gonzalez has 2 touchdown catches tonight. McCarty back to pass, has some time, and now flips it on a screen. And that ball is loose, so we'll see what the it's an incomplete pass. And down on the play is Latre. He's kind of gingerly getting up and waving his hand.
Yep, he took a pretty good shot there. I tell you what, that play was very well covered by Tri West.
So Jesse Horton in to kick it away, and back to return is Bryce Hendershot. So he might be out of the offensive rotation, but now he's going to get some work on punt return. Good snap and a low wobbly kick, and it bounces and takes a roll. Actually, it's Van Slyke all the way to the deep man.
All the way back to the 22. Let's see what he does here.
He's going to get taken down. Good coverage.
Good
Andrew Martin
Martin
makes the tackle, and Tri-West will take over near their own 30.
So give Tri-West the ball. 5:21 to go here in the third quarter from their own 29. Yes, 6 straight possessions, Josh, they put in the end zone here. Let's see if the Athenians can come up. Actually, 7 of their 8 possessions they put at the end zone here.
So Ross back in there, quarterback. His first action of the night ended up in a deep touchdown pass to Van Slyke. Ross takes the snap, takes the give, and now he'll just run right up the middle, and he has plenty of room across the 45, tackled at the 49-yard line. Be a gain of 20 yards for the quarterback, Kai Ross. Xander Peters on the tackle.
Yep, Alex. Yep.
First and 10 from the 48-yard line for the Bruins.
Yep. I see a couple JV guys out there for the Athenians as well here. So
a motion a man across the formation and give it to him. That is Jace Moore running to his right. Gets to midfield, throws a stiff arm out there, and not to be outdone on the play. Great tackle. Try to see who it was finally. Looks like it was Weimer on the hit.
Gain of 1.
So a 1-yard run for Moore. Second and 8 from the 49. Ross in the pistol. 3 receivers to his left. He'll throw to the right instead, and that pass is caught. Zach Ingalls makes the grab, wrapped up, taken down almost immediately on the play. That was Martin in on the hit, as well as McCarty. Gain of about 6 yards.
So third and about 2. Tell you what, Tri-West has really turned it on here in the second half. From the second quarter on, I mean, they just keep moving the ball.
Moore and Marlowe, the receivers to the left here for Ross, and he'll give it. That's Curry, wrapped up and fighting forward for the first down. In on the hit there for Crawfordsville was Ethan Patton.
Ethan's just a freshman.
That was a varsity level hit, that's for sure.
Yep.
Big gain on the play, sets up first and 10 from the Crawfordsville 40-yard line. Second first down of the drive for Tri-West.
And the clock keeps running.
What I'm impressed with this kid Ross in terms of his ability to play quarterback, because if you watch the way he moves his body on even fakes and just kind of his body presence, it's a strange thing to say about quarterbacks. I hope you kind of know what I'm talking about, but like his motion for throwing is very fluid, and he makes quick decisions.
Yep, he does.
And not something you expect out of a sophomore.
No. Especially,
we got a false start here, moving him back 5 yards. Brings up first and 15 from the Crawfordsville 45.
From what I remember from this sophomore class in middle school, Hendershot actually played quarterback. So I don't know if Ross is a move-in or what, but
he'll fake the handoff to Moore and then run to the right side, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe gains one more than that for a gain of about 6. Check that, 8 yards for Ross on the run. We'll bring up second down and about 6. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Tri-West leading 49-13. You're watching Athenian Senior Night Football on the Crawfordsville Athletics YouTube channel. As the Bruins break the huddle. He's trying to set up where the running back will be, and Curry will take the fake, and then that is a beautiful hit. Is
that Caleb Belt?
It looks like it might be Caleb Belt. It's either Caleb Belt or Zachary Davis.
Oh, it's
Michael Hanover.
Yeah, Michael Hanover.
And hit immediately on the play. Gain of only 1 yard.
Yep, give him a 2-yard loss.
Now Ross back to throw. He's going to rainbow deep and wide open again. Making the catch is Van Slyke, and he tiptoes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Kai Ross to Braden Van Slyke again from 39 yards out this time.
Wow. That's a nice ball from Ross. Van Slyke's he's a one-man wrecking crew out there tonight.
He really is.
I mean, that's his third touchdown catch.
Trying to make it 56-13 now is the kicker Newton. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and he's not tired yet. Newton's kick is good. 56-13 your score as Tri-West extends the lead over Crawfordsville here on Senior Night.
That was just a streak pattern down the sideline by Van Slyke, and got separation. Nice pass by Ross. His second scoring catch of the quarter. North Montgomery leads 55-6 over Frankfort.
That's the score I have. I have South leading 28-21 over Lebanon.
Yep.
Last update from that game.
And Western Boone leads Danville 46-6. There you go.
As if on cue, Scott.
Hey, there you go. Red Sox lead the Yankees 5-0.
That should be a fun series to watch.
Oh, man. Exactly.
Aaron Judge and Mookie Betts alone make that a fun series to watch. Here's Newton on the kick. And it'll go into the hands of Crawfordsville at the 10, running across the 25 to the 30. It's still on his feet, fighting forward to the 35-yard line. Good return. Anthony Gonzalez has had a couple of nice kick returns tonight, but he's had a couple bigger touchdown catches tonight as well. We'll see if he can get another one here on this drive from Crawfordsville, as the Athenians have stalled out into punting the last couple times out. And do you think we're at a point now where Crawfordsville will think about going for it on fourth down?
Yeah. I mean, you're down 6 scores. You know, you have to. I don't know. The defense hasn't shown that they could stop Tri-West yet. So
here comes McCarty in the offense, and now we got a flag immediately.
Illegal substitution on the offense. So 1st and 15 from the 35.
Back him up 5. 1st and 15. 2 receivers to the right side for McCarty. To take the snap and a little pitch to Martin, I believe, and running to the 30 to the 35-40. Across midfield, McCarty throwing the block in front of him, cuts inside at the 30 to the 25 of Tri-West. Give him 46 or so yards on the run.
was that?
It's from the 30 to the
22?
To the 20.
48 yards.
Yep, 22. 48-yard run for Andrew Martin. We'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Tri-West 22.
That may be the last play of the quarter.
We'll see if McCarty wants it to be. Out of the shotgun, takes the snap. They'll hand it to Latre. Tiptoeing through the line and tackled close to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 12 minutes separating these two teams. The problem is 43 points separating these two teams as well, as Tri-West leading 56-13 over Crawfordsville here on senior night. Final home game of the season for the Athenians. They will be on the road next week at Frankfurt. The question for Coach Gerald is that if he can get that Crawfordsville team that came out firing in the first quarter and was really going, and can he drag that over 4 quarters?
Right, exactly.
I think he can.
I think he can too. I mean, it's just, Tri-West got rolling and, heads dropped, and, but, they did a nice job of responding in the first half. Let's see how they respond here in the fourth quarter.
Well, that was one thing we saw last week from this group in terms of how well they played in the fourth quarter. So we'll see if they can do that again and duplicate the type of success that they had last week against Lebanon.
Right. Need to score here.
I think so. After that 48-yard run, you definitely have to turn that into points.
Right, exactly.
Saw senior Chad Irvin putting his helmet on, headed out to help out with the line. You said 18 seniors on this team?
I believe so. I haven't counted. There's a lot. Let's see.
Here's McCarty, play fake, throwing to the end zone. Diving attempt by Gonzalez, but unable to make the grab, just a little too far out for Anthony Gonzalez. I like the decision there from McCarty to chuck it downfield and take a shot.
Actually, 16 seniors on the team, so
that is an impressive amount of seniors.
It is. When your roster is at 40, that's a lot. So that's 40% of your roster.
Here's McCarty out of the shotgun again. Gonzalez, the man, split out wide to the left. Kale will take the snap, rolling out to his right, tucks the ball under his elbow, so he's not looking to throw anymore. Cutting back, finding some space and cutting inside, trying to get to the outside. He's not going to get there, but what an excellent individual effort. Did the ball end up on the ground is the question, and it looks like Crawfordsville did recover it.
So give McCarty a 4-yard gain.
Keegan Frecker finally brought him down with some help from Ethan Depinet, who had a sack earlier, and that'll bring up 4th down at about 5.
4th and 5 from the 18 for the Athenians. North Montgomery leads Frankfurt 55-6 after the third quarter.
Fountain Central North Vermilion tied at 28 after Fountain Central converts 4th down into a 34-yard touchdown pass.
Wow.
To tie it up. Here's McCarty back to throw on 4th down and 6, looking to the end zone for Gonzalez. Passes tipped and incomplete.
Boy, they're not going to call pass interference on that.
No call of pass interference, no flag. They say they were both battling each other. Dondre Johnson, the man in coverage, and that'll be a turnover on downs for Crawfordsville.
Yep.
McCarty takes a couple of shots to the end zone for Gonzalez, but can't convert either of them. So with 10:23 remaining in the ball game, Tri-West takes over, leading 56-13. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 18. I have a running clock as well.
Yep.
So. Cam Vandergore in at quarterback for Tri-West. So we'll see if they have a third strong quarterback. This would be a running play up the middle.
Yep, no JV game tomorrow, so maybe that's why. I mean, you're up 43, so what number is that? Did you see that?
I did not catch the number of the running back coming through.
Number 1.
That'll be Garrett Cora.
Yep. What are we doing?
It'll be 2nd down and 8 on the 2-yard run from Cora.
I don't know what they called. I thought they called a penalty.
I didn't see any flags, so.
He marched it off.
Okay, apparently they just don't want to tell us. So actually it's 2nd and 2 from the
26.
26.
Yep.
Vandergore in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. I don't know how that's not a false start because I saw the left tackle move, but that's okay, I guess. So here's Cora cutting back into the middle of the field, now running to his right. Stays on his feet, gets across the 40 to the 45, still going, and gets across midfield to the 48. Dangerously close to a late hit after Cora finally hit the ground, but can you blame Anthony Gonzalez? They broke 6 or 7 tackles on the play.
Right, exactly.
Just a gain of 25.
Just a great run by Cora. Just a great job of keeping his feet moving.
Timeout, Crawfordsville.
Like
that was an injury timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Weimer's coming off the field limping here a little bit.
So we haven't seen what Cam Vandergore can do in terms of throwing the football. I don't know if we will with a 43-point lead.
Right, exactly. 9 minutes to go here in the game. I imagine you're going to see a steady dose of running from Tri-West here.
Garrett Cora, 5'9", 143-pound sophomore, has been the man running the football so far.
Right.
And he ran like he was 6'2", 250 on that last play.
Right, exactly.
he wasn't going down for anybody.
No, just a great job of keeping his feet moving and going right down the field. So, boy,
4 receivers out there for Vandergore. 1st and 10 from the Crawfordsville 48. They'll throw a little swing pass out to Cora. Gets it across the 50 to the 42-yard line, it looks like, before he's finally brought down. Gain of 6 on the play. You can't underestimate the value of being able to get your younger players some experience, even if it's in a blowout type game like what we've got going on here. But you never know. Like
right.
I said during halftime, talking to Coach, you never know what could happen. So you always want somebody who's at least had some action against the defense.
Right, exactly.
2nd and 4 from the Crawfordsville 42-yard line, and Vandergore will hand it off. I'm guessing that's Cora running, and the defensive line right there to make the stop. As Nathan Schroeder, the first man there to make the hit, will bring up 3rd down and about 4, no gain on the play. Oh, they gave him 1. Never mind.
So 3rd and about 3. Let's see if the Athenian defense can get off the field here.
Under 8 left to play. Again, 56-13 your score. Tri-West leading Crawfordsville here on senior night. 10 seconds on the play clock as the Bruins break the huddle. Tri-West has their 3rd quarterback of the game in there, and Cam Vandergore. He stands in the pistol with Cora behind him. He'll go back to pass at midfield, throws it to Cora out of the backfield. Schroeder trying to bring him down. He'll wrap him down and throw him out of bounds, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Gain of about 7 yards on the play, it looks like.
Yeah, Busenbark with the tackle out there. Give Tri-West another 1st down to the Athenian 35-yard line. 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. I'll tell you what, just methodical. I mean, just no. I mean, when you're up 43, it's hard to panic, but just a nice job by even this young Tri-West team just to move the ball right down the field.
Vandergore, a freshman. He's going to pitch the option and take a big hit on the play. But Cora fights across the 20, gets to the 18-yard line. So a gain of 17 yards for Cora. And Vandergård, well, say you always want them to get that experience. Well,
Right.
you don't take the experience of getting a shot, because I believe that was Jesse Horton.
Yeah, Jesse
left
was
him.
unloaded. Yeah.
He still had the ball at the time that Jesse was trying to make the hit. So definitely a clean hit, but whew.
Nice job by him to hang on to the football long enough to
pitch it. Yeah.
to pitch it. So
In the red zone now, the Bruins, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 2 receivers to the right side for Vandergård with a lone man to the left. Cora, the man in the backfield with him, out of the pistol. Takes the shot, takes the snap, and hands it off. That's Cora up the middle.
Man,
delivers a shot.
He's just running through
It gets
people.
the 3 falling forward. Is he in? He's short. Give him 18 yards.
Yeah, back-to-back 17-yard runs by Cora. First and goal down to the 1.
Last time they were this close, they got a touchdown run. That was to Bryce Hendershot. But he is not in the game now, so it'll likely be Cora running it.
Yeah, I'm sure Cora's going to get the football here.
Coach Gerald is saying, get up close to the line. There's Cora.
He's going to lose. He's going to lose about 3 on that one.
Guessing that was Busenbark on the hit, getting into the backfield real quickly. Jacob Brown, excuse me. The senior, 6'1", 245-pounder.
Yep.
Breaking that play up immediately for a loss of about 2. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 3.
4 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the football game.
3 receivers to the right side for the quarterback, Vandergård. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll keep it now, running to his left. That was an awkward-looking run. He dives forward, gets
back to the line of scrimmage.
Gets to the line of scrimmage. But did it look to you like he still wanted to kind of throw it, but he was not in a good position to throw it, so he was trying to tuck it and throw it at the same time?
Right. Yeah, he was very indecisive there. So
it almost looked like it was like a Patrick Mahomes situation where he was trying to get the ball into his left hand to throw it or something. Like it just didn't look right. They gave him a loss actually on the play of 1 yard, so that'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 4. Here's Vandergård, low snap, fakes the give, throws, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the play, trying to catch who did it. And I believe that was Michael Wireman, the senior, comes away with the interception on senior night. I wanted to say Andrew Martin at first because I saw the 2, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not in there. So Crawfordsville gets a red zone turnover. So Vandergård throws the pick into the end zone, and Crawfordsville takes over 1st and 10 from their own 20, 3:39 remaining, trailing 56-13 to Tri-West.
So Crawfordsville take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Now Andrew Martin's out there, split out wide to the right. And that's a pass from Latre, and that's almost intercepted.
Boy.
Handoff to Latre. He was trying to throw back to McCarty, and that was nearly a pick 6 on the play for, looks like, Dondre Johnson. So.
Boy, that was close.
That was really close.
Really close.
I think that's one that you want to put away. Put that play in your pocket. Here's McCarty. He'll give it to Latre. This time Latre runs up the middle and is able to fight forward for a gain of about
9.
Yep. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. .240 left here in the ball game. 56-13 your score. The 3rd down and a long 1. for the Athenians. Here's McCarty. Jesse Horton on his left hip, Latre behind him, and a lone receiver Martin out to the left. McCarty, handoff, Latre, breaks one tackle and fights forward for the first down and more. Gain of about 4 on the play, it looks like.
Up to the 36.
So that's
Big
7.
About 7. Southmont leads Lebanon. That'd be a kind of an upset. 35-21. So Lebanon came into that contest undefeated in the conference. They're going to go into their game next week against Western Boone with 1 loss. That could fire them up a little bit.
I think they were already fired up for that game as McCarty runs forward for a gain of about 2. And I think they were already fired up for that game, but now if they, it's give him 3 on the play. It's a double-edged sword. It's a case where you can't win the division, or you can't win the conference outright.
Right.
But you can spoil Western Boone's ability to win the conference outright, and it's on your home field.
Right. Exactly.
Timeout being called here.
Shoe tie.
Yep.
Let McCarty tie his shoe.
Let McCarty tie his shoes. Yep. Timeout. That's an equipment timeout, I believe.
Exactly.
Cale probably didn't know his shoes were untied.
No.
You can do that on the basketball court. You can do it while the ball's live.
Right.
McCarty out of the pistol with Latre behind him. He'll take the snap and hand it off. He fakes that he kept it, and Latre dancing and juking, and then
there's a block in the back.
Wrapped up and taken down.
Andrew Martin with the block in the back. This ball is coming back.
And that would have been a first down for Crawfordsville.
Yep.
So the illegal block.
Block in the back, yep.
The penalty on Andrew Martin will bring it back 10 yards.
So give Latre a gain of 7. And that's going to take it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Exactly 1 minute on the clock here. Crawfordsville's final home game of the season. As the clock will wind, McCarty out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. He rolls out that way, tucks the ball under his elbow, and he's going to run. It's the 45 fighting across midfield. We'll see where they mark him after he stepped out of bounds. Either way, it is a first down for Crawfordsville. They're going to mark him out of bounds at midfield.
50, yep. So give McCarty a gain of 14.
North Vermilion throws a 19-yard touchdown pass on 4th down. With 2:35 left, Fountain Central will need a touchdown to bring that game back to even.
Wow.
1st and 10 from midfield for McCarty. Shotgun snap. He's going to run up the middle and gets to the 45-ish before he's taken down. And that should probably do it for this one. Two seconds, 1 second, and count it over. 56-13, Tri-West wins in Crawfordsville over the Athenians. So Crawfordsville falls to 0-8 on the season, 0-6 in the conference. And they will look for that first win of the year next week on the road at Frankfurt.
Right, exactly. Crawfordsville came out and played their best first half of football we've seen all season long. I mean, it came out and just, took it to them. And then, Tri-West, really probably the turning point was Tri-West getting the ball back with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, going down and scoring a touchdown, giving them a two touchdown lead going into the second half. And the Athenians just couldn't recover.
Agreed.
From that point. So,
but I think, and I haven't seen Frankfurt this year, but I've heard about them, and I think Crawfordsville is a very winnable game next week.
I do too. Yeah, I think so.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that all turns out. But we won't see it here because it is in Frankfurt. So this is the final football broadcast of the season for the Crawfordsville Athletics YouTube channel. And, partner, it has been a pleasure working with you.
You too. November 6th? What's that? Okay.
November 6th, girls basketball. We're back on the air.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes in terms of my schedule. I haven't planned that far ahead, so
hey,
I
Josh,
don't know.
real quick. I mean, Coach Rhett Welliver and Justin Duggar do a tremendous job of
Oh,
doing
they
this
do.
on every week, every Friday night. Just do a fantastic job all throughout the year, and just can't give those guys kudos enough. As Coach Welliver's looking at me right now, I'm just kind of smiling inside. I can see it, but
Now he's smiling outside too.
Yeah, he's smiling outside too. But they seriously, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and they do a fantastic job. Coach Welliver will come up and help me out 2 minutes before a baseball game starts to get us on the air. So just a valiant effort on his part. And we appreciate him letting you and I come up here and do something that we enjoy doing. And it's been a fun season, and hopefully the Athenians can pick up a win next Friday night.
Well, let's hope so. So, for my partner Scott Smith and everybody else here at the Crawfordsville Athenians YouTube channel, once again, your final score, Tri-West wins it 56-13 over the Athenians here on senior night. Have a good night, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Columbus Day weekend.